play games with her, and you're gonna pay. LeeAnne Locken is here to talk about Real Housewives of Dallas, episode 10, now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes. The bad bitch herself is here.
Yep.
Yes.
Dallas's baddest bitch at AfterBuzz TV. LeeAnne Locken, welcome.
Love it.
She's in the house.
Just saying. This is a great intro. I feel like I should be walking in with like a big explosion behind me, like, yeah.
Yeah, with what you're wearing, you're killing it.
Thanks.
Yes, you look good.
Thank you. Thank
Love the outfit.
you. Little short, but
Perfect.
you know.
It is perfect.
I thought I'd turn it up tonight.
Yeah,
I love it. It works. Well, you guys, welcome to the show. You guys can find me at all times on my podcast, Grant's Hollywood Talk.
That's right. Welcome back, y'all. It's Rachel Robillard, and y'all can find me at Rach_Robillard.
Hi guys, I'm Jessie Zahner. You can find me all over social media at Athletic, and join us now live in the live chat on YouTube.
Do it.
You guys should stalk me on Instagram and Twitter at
I
DJ
do.
Richie Skye.
I totally stalk him. I'm still waiting for a good underwear pic.
Coming right up.
Right?
I'm loving this background music. It's really setting the scene.
It is.
Yes.
It really is.
Good choice, Richie. I
Told
like
you.
it.
Let's get this started.
So yes, in tonight's episode, of course, we're going to be going right to the source, LeeAnne.
Yes.
We're going to be recapping the show and doing some rapid fire questions I got off of Twitter. Right. So get ready, everyone, get ready. Here we go. Let's do it. So we're back in Dallas in this episode, and Cary tells Mark about what LeeAnne said about Mark going out and getting hit. This is the charts. Hit on by guys at bars. We all know which bar at this point. We've heard it a million times.
A roundup.
Yes. And then, Mark says that these people, he wouldn't say anyone's names, but these people are trying to ruin them. What does he mean by this?
I think Cary made it really clear in her, I think she listed off her family, her husband, her kids, her, practice. And I'm like, okay, why don't you blame me for your dirty underwear too, child? I mean, shit. Girl, you got a washing machine. Don't tell me your maid don't know how to use it, along with the left socks.
Ooh, that was obnoxious. I can't with any of that.
I
can't
can't.
with any of
Right?
that. Yeah.
I don't talk to people like that. I may talk to you bad, but not like that.
I got it. Brandi and Stephanie go to the venue for this Brandyland party. And Brandi's still upset with Cary, and Stephanie does not want to get in the middle of this. This stood out to me when I watched, because I was like, wait a minute, why wouldn't she want to mediate between these two? Why is she? All these women are always so afraid of being in the middle.
I don't know,
show.
Right? But
I
not
ain't got no
LeeAnne.
problem.
Not LeeAnne. That's for sure.
But yet they all spend a lot of time in that zip code, the middle. They spend a
Exactly.
lot of time there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing with Stephanie is, I think she loves being a part of the show, but when it comes to, stepping in the middle, the word awkward comes out of her mouth way too often. And the deal is, it's called Housewives. I don't know any other housewife that's uncomfortable or awkward as much, so why don't we see the Stephanie that's in confessionals, I don't know, in sync?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I was thinking the same
Right?
thing.
You got some good...
She's got some good one-liners
Doesn't
in her
she?
confessionals,
Right?
but that doesn't
But
come
you
across
never
in
see
real
those
life.
one-liners in real life,
Yeah.
and when you talk to her in person, you never hear those one-liners
No,
in
I
real
totally
life.
agree.
When we talked to her, it was a completely different.
Well,
was this and really sweet.
yeah. Well,
She sat right there.
I
like
totally
that.
agree. It's like changing my view on her a little bit, and I'm kind of disappointed. I'm like, she doesn't say any of that in real life, just like you say. She doesn't.
No, and then when you confront her, like I do, her whole thing is, I'm just being funny. And you're like, yeah, me too, bitch. Me too. Yeah, me too. I'm going to go with that next time. I'm just
I
being
like
funny.
one personality
You,
and stick with it.
I'm-
I'm not
Yeah, you need to-
confused.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Halloween costume making sense now, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's a lot to keep up two different sites, especially when you're on a national or international TV show. I mean,
Right.
how the hell do you keep it all together?
Note cards.
Well,
Oh my gosh, your note cards were so good. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I love that. Come prepared to a fight.
Child,
Like,
I'm old.
all right.
I'm old. I'm battling flesh-eating bacteria. Trust me.
how are
I
you
needed some
doing?
damn note cards.
What's the
okay?
status
What's
with
the
this
status of
bacteria?
that? Are you
took,
okay?
It took me 3 months to kill it. I mean,
Goodness.
I'll show you pictures on my cell phone. It was eating holes in my body. There was a point when I contracted it in Mexico, and that's why on the boat,
I was about to ask.
I was so out of it on the boat. I was like, oh, all that rocking back and forth, and I thought, at one point, I remember thinking on the boat, I'm gonna bite a finger off, throw it in the water. As soon as I see a shark fin, just jump in, like, just go for it. Just get me out of here. You know.
Wow.
So I just, I got it in Mexico. It took 3 months to kill. And we went on that holiday hiatus, for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
We had Chinese food for Christmas, and we did not have a single Christmas tree, light, or gift at my house. I was in bed.
Wow.
I mean, basically, when she came to give me an IV, you can very clearly see these veins, right?
Yeah.
They're really good. So is
Yeah.
this one. All 3 of those veins collapsed along with veins in my hand. 5 veins collapsed before she could find a vein that would be sturdy enough to take the fluids into my body.
So what was the timeline? So Mexico ended, then it was Christmas, and then this episode is after?
Mexico ended, then we had the break, Christmas, New Year's, and then, the white party was after.
Okay, so this was after Christmas. Okay.
Gotcha.
I like to keep track of all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
and they play, and the IVs that I got, I literally got the morning of the white party.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was curious when that was.
I wasn't gonna make
dedication.
it. I wasn't gonna make it. I mean, like Tiffany came over and she was like, "You're crazy," and I was like,
I wanted
sign
more
up
of
for it.
I
Tiffany,
know. Can we
too.
talk about Tiffany?
I like you two together.
How is she?
I love-
She's
I love
great.
the
Yeah.
yards
She
of hair
she
extensions.
just sent me a voicemail today. Sweet
Yeah.
as pie. She knows it hurts my heart to see people flipping like this, and it just. I'm just not that I don't have that nature. I don't flip back and forth.
Right.
I'm
Right.
pretty damn consistent
You are.
all the time. And it hurts my heart to think someone is a friend and then to have them not be. And she knows me. I mean, not like I'm going to walk around crying, all the time. That's just not who I am. I don't break in front of people. My mother taught me that a long time ago. It's inappropriate. Just like Deandra. We
love her.
learned a long time ago. I mean, you just don't. You have mothers as strong as our mothers. You just don't break in public. You hold
I
it.
get that.
Wait till you get home, find a bathroom, close the door, do it by yourself, be done with it, come back out, get going.
I feel that.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, I think that's the right thing.
Yeah.
I mean, some people could argue like, oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna let it out. I'm like, no, I agree with that. You're gonna keep up a certain level.
It is, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Dallas Society 101.
101.
I really like
I
how
love it.
Tiffany is. She's been shown a lot this season.
Yeah, she
for not-
supported me a lot. I was very grateful to have her come and be a part of this
Yeah.
season, and against her better judgment. I mean, she just is not a fan of all the fake. She's just the fake gets to her more
Really?
than it gets to me, and that says a lot because it gets to me too.
Yeah, and she was there with the whole.
She was there for
Throwing up the
Two-Face,
glass.
and she didn't have an issue with Two-Face. She didn't. Did you see her laughing when I threw the glass?
Oh, I saw
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
saw
now
her.
here's the winter chicken dinner. So Cam complains that we're drinking out of plastic upstairs.
Oh, I know.
And then says that's why we have plastic downstairs.
That's why we
How
have
did
plastic.
LeeAnne score
A real glass.
a real glass?
Oh, please let us know.
Yeah. Did you bring in that glass?
You caname
I'm not
prepared.
allowed to discuss that, but I can
Okay.
just tell you that that was water in it. I wasn't
Yeah,
drinking.
you weren't drinking. You
Right,
made
yeah.
it very
Oh.
clear you were not drinking.
I'm surprised I had heels on.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole thing was don't fall.
I will say, you would never know, seeing how you
Yeah.
and
So
Tiffany
excited
walked in.
about
You
this.
never know what you were going
Well, you
through.
don't
It
walk
was
in
good.
looking like you're going through something.
Oh, I get
I
it,
mean-
but I'm just like, you looked good.
You know, you walk in and you're like, I'm here. I'm
That's
gonna
such
kick ass.
a
I'm
that's
gonna
such a
names.
southern thing though. It is
Right? It's
such a southern
It's
like
called
So
Texas Strong.
yeah.
Amen, sister.
And the two of us that are from Texas on the show are exactly alike. Texas Strong.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just who we are. That's just what we do. That's why when I get tender, Deandra's like, don't you buck up, And I'm like, I'm trying, but that third cocktail really is.
speaking of
Right?
Deandra, she finally got a green light on a project. Or
Yes, that's right.
I was so excited
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
I was
And just
shocked.
so excited to see Mama D again.
I know.
I love Mama
Oh
D.
my
We
God.
love Mama D.
Love her.
I
Oh, you love her. Who do you think gave her the name Mama D? Child, I am trying to get my
Deandra told
ass
us.
adopted. Mama D, please adopt me. You know I look just
We were
like
just
her.
saying that last night.
Adopt me, Mama D. And Deandra's like, she will not adopt you. That inheritance is mine. And I'm like, I don't want the money. I just want Mama D on my side.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
We all
sit
do.
down next to me, Mama D, and just tell me the world. No, when I was trying to get Rich to ask me to marry him, Mama D was like, I'm gonna take him to lunch. I'm gonna tell him. And I'm like, please don't. I really like him, Mama D. Please don't. I really love him.
She was genuinely impressed by this snow algae.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
I was too. I wanted it myself.
if you've done testing and every single testing person has come back as positive and that they had a result, I mean, how do you not
Yeah.
have that in your product line?
Yeah. And someone was saying in the comments over on Reality T that $100K to invest in a new product is not that much.
Nothing.
So
Nothing.
overall, it's a win for everyone. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Hard Night,
Speaking-
Good Morning, for sure.
Right?
I mean, for sure.
And speaking of Rich, can we see the ring?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, I know, I saw it from afar.
Bling,
It's so
bling,
beautiful.
bling.
They
Wow.
always say congratulations.
Yeah.
The
the
ring
ring.
looks good.
Yeah, still got my my reunion nails on.
I love those
Yeah.
nails. Just the whole.
I feel like I have so many questions about
I
that.
know.
Yeah.
Don't tempt us. Don't tempt us.
You know me. Show up in a short dress and see what happens.
Okay, I can see where this. I have an idea. Oh, what was I going to ask you? Oh, about I was just going to ask you about the FaceTiming with Brandi. Yeah, right away. I love the delivery. There's something I've never told you. I haven't said this yet.
Okay.
But in Mexico,
Well, yeah.
she was saying that she doesn't want to be friends with you guys anymore because of your behavior.
And it's
Real, right?
You know,
Yeah.
and the thing is,
I love that they had the flashback to
Yeah.
show it too.
Yeah.
The actual quote.
I
that-
love
there's
that.
going to be some more flashbacks.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, you know, the thing about it is, I was sick in Mexico. So for me not to tell her in Mexico, well, number one, we were all around each other. When was I going to tell her? On the bus on the way home while the cameras weren't rolling?
Right.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
I think I would have gotten in big trouble for that. And then the other thing was, you know, I did this new technique in Mexico because I was so tired, and I started recording how I felt so that when I got back, I was like, wait, what? She said, what? You don't like, how did I not remember this? You know? And then, so then I was like,
Oh, okay.
well, I need to, you know, I need to tell her this. I mean, like, this is something that's important that I shouldn't, you know. I'm old, y'all. I forget
You come
shit quick.
prepared.
I
You come
forget
prepared.
quick.
Record yourself like a video recording?
No,
Or
not
like a,
video.
like a memo.
Just audio.
Yeah.
Memo.
Okay.
Love
Okay.
that.
I know,
Yeah.
smart.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's that's like pre-keeping receipts.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it because I tell you, I mean, like, when I mentioned it to my team, they were like, "Can you tell the other girls?" And I was like, "Hell no, I ain't telling them no shit. Figure that shit out themselves."
Yeah.
But you know, you get to hear it in your voice and your emotional point. Where, you know, a lot of times, like, you can, like, when I watch Rich ask me to marry him, I mean, I get teary-eyed every freaking time because it's that moment, and it's that you hear my voice and you hear his voice, and it's just, it's something about that. I think it's from acting. Just listening to that moment, I can re-put myself right back there. So,
Wow.
yeah,
So you've been in the business for a while, but
a long time.
This show, how has it really changed things for you? It's a different thing.
It's a different thing, you know. It's the biggest things, really, other than, you know, for reality that I've done. It's not my first reality show, you
Right,
know,
right. Oh,
and
yeah.
so I'm used to how it works, and I enjoyed the filming this time a lot better, which I was surprised. I really liked our team. But the airing has, you know, once, you know, you just forget, man. You forget, and then you rewatch it, and then you watch it, and what happens is, like, you're watching it, and you're like, but I thought we were really good friends.
Yeah.
Like, that's really disturbing. Like, I mean, you know,
Is-
I'm human.
Yeah.
I can be no bull and all horns and still cry, and I do.
course.
I just don't like to do it in front of other people.
So is it hard to watch the confessionals of the other girls?
Yeah, I mean, it is for me because I feel like, number one, I feel like Stephanie's confessionals are very, very aggressive and condescending and rude and mean, just mean to me. I mean, like, who says flesh-eating bacteria? I'm like, really? Because when I told you, you sure did seem to be concerned on your face. And that's for me. That's where I get like, look, if you walk in and I got issues with you, I'm not gonna play kissy face and be like, hey, what's up?
Exactly.
You know, I'm just not. I'm gonna be like,
of course, I can relate to that.
you're here.
Same.
You're here. Like, I don't fake anything. That's so hard for me. So I feel like I don't like the fact that in confessionals she does that, but then I never during season have a chance to respond.
Right.
You get to respond to everything I do because I do it in front of you.
Right.
You know.
I will say, after watching so many of these cities for so long, the worst is when they really only react
in confessional.
Right.
That's what drives me crazy because it doesn't give you
It's not
anything
fair.
to work with.
It's not fair to the other cast that have given everything in scene. You know.
Yeah.
So
Until the
it gets
reunion.
Yeah.
frustrating.
I mean, LeeAnne, I will say, you
Can't
know,
make a mouse do anything but eat cheese.
you know
You can try.
how to play this game. You
Yeah.
really do. And I view Housewives as sports. For me, it's like
It is
my
a sport.
sports.
It's a sport, and I'm
Yep.
an alpha, and I've always been an alpha. I mean, you put a hurdle in front of me, and I win the gold medal. That's what I do. When I was in middle school, the boys coach was like, "You boys step it up, or I'm gonna put Locken on the team." And I mean, like, I'm like, I can do it, coach. I can take them on. That's when you grow up on a carnival, you don't. Do I pick that up? I mean, we just, you don't have time for that.
Yeah.
You don't have time for that. I didn't have time to be a kid. I didn't have time to be weak or innocent. Pick it up, do it, move on. Next. I just don't. That's
Life
just how I grew
lessons
up.
with LeeAnne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life
Yeah.
lessons, right?
And it's hard because,
Great.
as you get older, you're like, you need to dial it back.
I'm getting worse and worse myself.
I hear a lot, lady up, LeeAnne, lady up, and I'm like, child, that's a 4-letter word you ain't know. I mean, like, okay, so here's something no one's ever known. Did you know that I was in the receiving line with Prince Charles? I've met Prince Charles during the sesquicentennial of Texas. I knew exactly how to, be around Prince Charles. He was a wonderful human being. It was a wonderful opportunity to meet him. I was around some of the who's who of Texas. At the governor's mansion, and didn't break anything, didn't call anyone the C word. I'm not stupid,
Right.
Right.
not
Yeah.
stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
And
we
do
we
you-
really do.
Right?
Yes.
Do you like how you're portrayed on the show?
I'm not, and I had a discussion about this today. I am not happy with the over dramatization of the kill and the like, if I threaten you, you're gonna know it. If I say they're just hands, I mean they're just hands. If I'm gonna threaten to kill you, trust me, you gonna know I threaten to kill your ass, and it ain't gonna be no joke. Because I'm gonna say it to your
Right.
face, and I'm gonna tell you exactly
Right.
how I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be a slow damn process, and probably involve a spoon.
A new utensil is now introduced.
Just saying. For me, I'm like, and then they're all like, I'm so scared, but let's go to Mexico. And I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
God.
come
How did you feel
on.
seeing that on the screen? That like when you saw
That
that
it went
episode?
from just hands to Brandi saying, LeeAnne's going to hurt you, to Cary turning around and saying, LeeAnne said she's going to kill me. Wow. I mean,
Now we're going to Mexico.
yeah, I'm like, and then,
Yeah.
I know, but I don't want to miss out on the fun. Well, then you're not that scared.
Right.
Let's just be 411. Let's just be 100,
Well,
okay?
not
Because I
only
can't
that.
do this 99 point whatever you're giving. I'm just too much.
But not only that, isn't she contractually obligated to go on this trip? So she can say whatever excuse she wants. She's going to be in Mexico, right? I mean,
Yeah, but I mean,
That's what I would think.
I would think that Tamara and Vicky are contractually obligated to film together, but we waited for that for a long damn time too.
I know that show is only helping this show though,
Right.
because that show's in such bad shape that people. I'm sure you get it every day. This show's giving you what they're.
Sadly, we see it on Twitter, but
Yeah.
I think every show has merit, and I would love.
totally, yeah.
I wish our show would end up being more in the New York direction, which is we can get together, we can throw some shit out, work it out, and then go have drinks and have a good time and enjoy one another. Brandi is fun. I mean, she's the other FAF. She is fun. And, and I had such a good time hanging out with her. And then, when you turn around and you're like, Oh, we were never friends. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. That's nice to see on Twitter.
One
You
thing,
know.
one thing I wanted to clarify with you, because I've been vouching for you since the hands behind closed doors comments.
Right.
Were you clearly induced? This is what I've been saying,
Yeah.
that you were
You're
ready to
under
go
the
under,
influence.
and this is where
Yeah.
we were.
I
They don't
took
say that though.
No, they don't, and they wouldn't let me put it in my blog either. I took medication before I left my house because I do not do surgery well at all. My grandmother died on the operating table, the one love of my life. So I don't, every time it freaks me. Like, it freaks me to think that I'm going to go under and I can't make me come back out. Like, I'm not going to be present to save my ass. And I've been the only one saving my ass for 50 years. And so so they knew that. They knew I'm a fighter, especially against anesthesia. So they said, we want you to take medication before you leave the house. So I took something. I remembered what I said in the car, because if you remember on the boat, I said, what'd I say? Yeah, I said your husband's business is a chop shop. I remembered that. And then I said, did I say something else? I mean, that was the most innocent, honest question I've ever asked. And then when she started telling me, the look on my face was this. Damn it, Locken. Are you stupid or something? Like, can you keep your mouth shut? Like, where's the sewing kit? Because you just need to stop talking. And then that's what I'm thinking. I'm kicking the crap out of myself. But the first words out of my mouth are, I'll own it. I'll own it. I'm not making a joke about it.
Right.
I'm not finding an excuse. I didn't say I grew up on a carnival. That's why I talk that way. I said, I'll own it. I'll own it.
And I feel like that's a current theme this season that Deandra brought up, that every time you say something, you have to own it, and you do. But then there are other people on the show who don't have to be held to that same standard.
No one gets held to the standard I get held to. No one.
And why is that?
Probably because I hold myself to that standard first. And maybe they need to learn how to hold themselves to a standard. Because I got to tell you something. It goes all the way through to the end. And you're going to see it constantly. I mean, even in that in the episode where she said that Rich has a small package. I think I showed the picture. But
you had the perfect response. Yes.
Oh my God, yeah. So even then she's like, well, I was joking around. I'm like, that's an excuse.
Right.
But see, I'm not coming to you and saying that's an excuse. I'm just going to sit still and let you say I'm going to let you get your words out, because it doesn't take me a lot of words to make my point. I'm pretty clear that my tone and my eye and my facial expression deliver exactly how I feel at any point in time.
Yeah.
And I don't hide it.
At what point do you not even have to say I'm sorry anymore? Because if you're never going to get the I'm sorry back, because you're probably never going to get the I'm sorry back from Stephanie for saying,
I'm never
who
going to get it.
cares
I'm never
about
going to get it
you
from
having
Stephanie.
a flesh-eating bacteria?
No, and she doesn't. And she literally doesn't. She thinks I'm a three-headed Satan, and she would like to see me burn in hell, literally on camera. It's not, she just thinks I'm evil. Marie got a hold of her at the very beginning, and she's never going to change. She's never going to change. It's never going to change. And what kills me is she does that sweet presentation, and then I have to deal with it behind the scenes of what you see in confessional. Sometimes I deal with some of that, and it's like, it's not fair. Like, be you. Like, show you. So I think if we go to a 3, it'll be very interesting to see how well I hold everyone to their behavior this season. But like I said, Cary was tweeting out, I apologize to Rich. Well, actually, Rich reached out to you because he was so disappointed in you. And then you responded back to him with an apology and why you did it, which was, but LeeAnne has said this, LeeAnne has said that, LeeAnne has said, I got it in print, child. I'm happy to publish it any damn day of the week. And so she tweets out how she apologized to him. I said, you didn't apologize to him. Then in her blog that week, she's like, I apologize. But she says, and I apologize. But then she makes 3 teeny weeny jokes. And I'm like, I owned it. I apologized. I let that shit go. You ain't seen me talk about it since. You still talking about it. You still talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's all she does, though. We have a hard time trying to figure Cary out on this panel.
We have had literally
We
since
have.
the beginning,
We have.
season 1, we have had the hardest time trying to figure out who she is.
And I don't think Cary knows who she is, and I think that's a big problem. I think the whole situation with Mark, I think they thought that would be an opening to you being able to see her home life, and now you see her home life and you're probably even more confused because that's genuinely how they are with each other.
Oh, I'm really confused after this episode.
That's their love language is what you see. That's their love language.
But they have sex all the time, apparently.
You know, child, I can't with all that. I'm sorry, but
Who says that?
I'm 50. Let me tell you something. When you get over a certain age, you're like, you want a what? I got sleeping pills and a Theraflu. I don't know what your plan is, but Bob's Burger is on and I'm out. I mean, I'm out. My unconscious body is yours. Take it.
Oh, I love it.
I do that now. Oh my god.
Well, we congratulated D'Andra. We have to congratulate Cameron for her Sparkle Dog getting
dog
greenlit.
food.
Yes.
Dog food.
She's good. I'm so happy and proud of her.
Yeah?
I mean, really. And you know what? When you guys meet her, it answers all your questions. When you meet her in person, she's just
the
so
same? She's the
freaking
same?
awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
She's my unicorn.
She's been getting
is a unicorn.
She's been getting a lot of hard tweets, a lot of bad
But
responses.
you know,
Can
I tell you, you know what I think that is I think that because she's not on social media as much as we are, people can't get a feel for her, so they think she's acting.
Yeah.
But she is so damn cute. I mean, it's like when someone gives you a Tiffany's box, you're like, oh, really? And I mean, like, that's how I am with Cam. Like, every time she talks, I'm like, oh my God, you're just like you make my heart happy. Like, you make my heart so happy. And she can go. She can go. She can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made me laugh, and she was like, "We're in Boonesville."
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Walking in with all pink, the Louis Vuitton. Like, I was like,
Like
oh
$145,000 car driving through the dirt. I'm like, oh my god.
She has no idea where she was. I'm pretty sure GPS took her the whole way there.
And
The whole way she was like, what zip code? Actually, I think Cam would really like for me to tell y'all, she never said the two words, zip and code. That was Cary.
Okay.
So Cary started
okay.
that whole zip code thing, not Cam.
Does Cary live in the zip
No.
code?
Cary lives in Preston Hollow, where I live.
Okay, so that's the zip code because we're trying to. We know.
Well, there's Highland Park,
Right, we know
Park
that's the only one we
Cities,
know.
and Preston Hollow. Those are the three kind of.
The the Beverly Hills of.
I wouldn't call us Beverly Hills, but we're close enough.
Close enough.
What do you think of Stephanie's house?
The new house.
The new house. What do you think?
I'm restraining. Look at me. I've learned so much this season. I don't have to say everything I know.
You don't have to say anything. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Taking a sample.
I think it's a beautiful set. I think it'll be a beautiful set. I do know the previous owner. I know the previous owner very well. And then I know, my friend Steve Kimball and partied there a lot with the original builder.
From the first house of this house. I know there were two in the property.
I'm glad she drained that pool in the living room.
Okay, all right. Sounds good.
That was a gay man's cocktail.
Right.
Oh, well, Brandyland Winter Party or White Party starts. And,
I love a white party.
yeah.
White parties are fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially if someone dies, because you can just take your clothes off.
Right?
I know. My gosh. Wasn't that Stephanie who said that? And
Yeah.
her.
It was
think?
Stephanie.
that was a little
Like-
odd to me. Because, like, wait, what?
Like,
It's just another chance to punch.
Yeah, because
For Halloween, I'm
called
gonna
her
be a
the killer.
punching bag.
Yeah.
For Halloween, I'm gonna be a punching bag.
That's a question. I'm
Ooh.
serious. That's a question from one of our Twitter followers at Pretzel Payday. Says, I love LeeAnne. What is she planning on being this year for Halloween? Will Two-Face make an appearance?
Punching bag.
Just that's it.
Punching bag.
Yeah.
I like
No,
it.
but
I'm trying to picture this.
I should. Well, you know.
Because the wiener costume was everything.
I still have that winter costume.
Memes, of course.
You know, I still have that winter costume.
I love-
love that winter costume. That was my idea. That was completely mine. I mean, that was my idea. The Too Faced was my idea. I own everything that I did. You know,
I love that this show and the confessionals, you guys can break the fourth wall and have fun and bring things in, and you hear people.
Yeah.
It's like we know that you're sitting under lights and there's a story producer and someone's taking
and 25 people and your dog's looking at you like, is this shit going on?
Like we know this. So for us, some of us, we're supposed to believe that someone's sitting outside their dining room. I mean,
Right.
So I like.
Oh, my beagle was like, oh, there's a spotlight right on the ottoman. That's for me.
I saw that.
I'm like, we kept like, oh my God. I think the crew was like, seriously, your dog. And I'm like, what can I say? She's a star. She found that spotlight, child.
She's gorgeous.
She's
I
right
I
over
love
there.
looking at her.
She's an angel.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
So at this white party.
At the white party, can we talk about
Yeah.
Deandra for a minute? Because that was
Oh, yeah.
hilarious. She was like a robot at the party. Can't miss a thing.
Do you know? No, she can't.
I love it.
She got FOMO like a big girl. Oh my God. And then did you see her try to run me over?
Yes.
I should have called the popo right then. I should have had that bitch arrested in Croatia. That was
in
it.
Croatia.
I mean, that basically was
Croatia.
threatening my life, y'all. I mean,
Oh,
I felt endangered by that robot.
That was so funny. Like, was that her idea? Like,
Yes.
I was like, I need to be there.
She and I mean, I keep saying it, and I think she does too. We are identical. The only difference is I grew up with like a McDonald's spoon in my mouth, and she had a silver spoon.
Okay.
And so, but we fight the same way. We love the same way. We are honest the same way. We're straight shooters the same way. We deal with stuff the same way. It's just so cute. So when of course, did she come up with that? She is funny. She's funny, and she's smarter than she gives herself credit.
I'm so
believe
glad
that.
they put Cameron and Deandra on the show for you. Because
Thank you,
I was
Jesus.
wondering,
Right.
I was thinking, I was like, are they gonna have her? It's gonna be LeeAnne versus everybody
versus
else.
two more people.
Yeah,
Yay!
I
Yeah.
thought they were gonna do that too.
Yay.
I honestly did.
I honestly did too, and I had a real long conversation at the beginning because I was like, "Look, I can't. Like,
I don't blame you.
it's not fair, and you know, it's not fair to my energy level. I'm the oldest, damn it. Hello." I mean, you know, like these girls are in their 30s. I mean, Cameron's is the youngest one. You know, she's like 4 years younger than Brandi.
Really?
Oh,
She's
maturity
the
level.
youngest. Okay.
Wow.
I keep
realize
dropping
that.
that little bomb.
Wow.
Does it make it? I mean, like, you know, Brandi and Kim Kardashian are the same age.
Oh,
Okay.
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 I
Are we
think I know
supposed
what
to
age
four?
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you stumped me.
Viewers, look it up.
I don't watch her. I don't care for her either, though. I mean,
No, but I'm just
But I think I
saying
know
with
what
the way
age she
you
is,
handle
yeah.
life and what you've got to go through and how you deal with it.
Okay.
You know, there's people who just deal and do business, and there's people who, you know.
Play with dildos.
Yes.
Play with dildos.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, that was a good-looking dildo. Just saying.
Well, Brandi at this white party, she starts talking to Stephanie about LeeAnne and you, and she says that,
Right.
you know, Stephanie's not buying into all the stuff right away that's being said, but Brandi says that, you know, LeeAnne's not going to lie, and she comes at you honestly, and
I may
Stephanie's
get
not
heated.
too into it. Yeah.
Brandy's like, she may get
Stephanie's
heated,
not-
but
yeah.
she's always honest.
Yeah.
And it's true. I tell you the truth.
At
I
least
tell
she
you
gave
like
you
it
some
is.
credit. Yeah. What?
I was happy. Matter of fact, you know, we made a little GIF of it because I was like, this is a nice moment. This is a moment where, thank you, Brandi. I appreciate that. This is a moment where Brandi has taken the last year and a half of LeeAnne being there and actually just been really honest about it. So I really appreciated it.
That's good, because I didn't know the status post Mexico of the two of you. So when you FaceTimed her, I was like, oh, I guess they're
Yeah.
continuing on as usual.
Yeah.
So-
well, I mean, I sat on the boat after all of that, and I was like, okay, look, if you guys are going to be best friends, let me tell you how best friends work. Like Stephanie, when she does something wrong, like Deandra does with me, this is your opportunity to say, help her, and say, now, Brandi, you know, you've got to learn to grow together. But all I saw was two girls seesawing with a dildo.
She didn't even take that opportunity with Cary
No,
Yeah.
no.
when Cary and Brandi were going at it.
No, yeah. And we talked about it last week, but this Carrie's new best friend, Cameron, is convenient, to say the least. It kind of
I
bothers
think
me.
most of Carrie's friends are.
Okay. It bothers me from a viewer's perspective. I'm like, okay, now she's going to latch on to this one. And we saw it in tonight's episode when they had to leave together. We'll get there. but they came in together, and you pointed out, you're like,
left together.
hello. They didn't say hello to anybody.
But we were
Yeah.
like literally standing 2 feet from their entrance, and like they came in and they were like, "Oh, let's go to the bar," and I was like, "Okay, I know that move. I think I invented it."
Did that bother you that Cameron didn't speak either?
No, Cameron spoke to me.
Oh, she
just
did?
didn't
Okay,
say it.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so Cameron did say hi to y'all.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Carrie's the one who completely avoided.
Yeah.
Because how it portrayed was that they
looked.
Yeah.
both went to the bar
Right.
together.
Right. Well, Cameron
Okay.
was being loyal to Cary. I mean, Cameron
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
Cameron is a genuine person. I mean, you know, if she feels like somebody's getting treated unfairly, you know, she wants to give support, which is mostly why I put myself in the middle with the dildo situation in Mexico, because it had gone on long enough, and Cam was uncomfortable, and I was sober, and the only other one sober was Cameron, and so I just felt like, okay, look, you know, you can't see this right now, Tequila Girl, but this isn't funny for everybody, you know. So,
I guess so.
yeah,
You handled everything really well in Mexico.
thank you.
Yeah.
Did. In the
I was
volleyball.
really sober in Mexico.
Yeah. No, your volleyball skills for just getting your boobies done.
Dude,
you were
I was
volleyballing
volleyball
it up.
captain. Again, it's like, you know, and I don't lose. Like, I mean, if I'm going to, it's why I think long and hard if I'm going to do something. Because if I do it, I'm going to do it. There's no.
I was so surprised. I was nervous for you watching you. Like I just didn't want
the
anything to rip.
digging in the sand was so much harder. My boobs, oh my God, they were
You
like,
did that?
yeah, for
Yeah,
a
that's-
long time. And I kept thinking, Cary, you're a nurse. Are you going to like stop me at some point? Because you can tell that I'm using all of the muscles all right here to do this. And I couldn't, I mean, I was like, there's no ball in the sand. I'm like looking at him and I'm like, how do you say there's no ball in the sand in Spanish? Damn it.
Right.
You know?
Well, Cary wasn't running to help Stephanie on the deck of the boat. I don't know if she would help
Yeah.
you in the sand. I couldn't believe that. They all sat and watched her, like clawing for life on the boat. Horrible. They're friends like
They're a
that.
little drunk too.
I know.
I don't know if I had friends like that. I'm
drunk helping the drunk.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
If I'm
I hold
drunk
my friends
and
to
you're
stand
drunk,
there.
I don't know how much help I'm gonna be to you.
Yeah.
I just don't.
You could both end up in the water.
I'd be pissed. I'd be too pissed. So everyone, I was going to ask you something again, but I have all these things going on in my mind. What was I going to say? Yes, Brandi feels that Cary's friendship is a lie, and that they both. Then they said, "Well, we both know that she was the nanny."
Brandi always
This
has
comes
so
back,
much good information.
and this comes back. Yes, so
And how
What do you
did
wanna
my
say?
face look when she said it?
you knew before she said. it.
Yeah.
No, I was shocked. I had not heard that. I was like,
Wait.
damn, shit getting all the way to Plano and I missed it? How the hell did that happen?
Well, I don't
It
get it,
flashed
though.
back to the reunion, and that's
Yeah.
when you said, I
No,
thought,
I knew of the situation.
Okay.
I did not
You
know
didn't
she
say.
was the nanny. I never knew that.
okay.
I mean, don't you think I ought to whip that out at the reunion? I mean, come
Right.
on. I
Well,
mean,
thank
like,
God Brandi did.
well, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
I did not know, and then Brandi gave me the 411 after about how long she'd been holding on to that. So,
Were you shocked that she said that?
no, because Cary had been poking at her, and you know, I know what it's like to be poked at, and I know how I react. And Brandi's not that different from me. She's really not. I'm 50, so my pageant years were Stephanie. Everything had to be perfect. It's a presentation. It's, I'm going to give everybody what they want. Cary, dating years. I want everybody to love me. Brandi, party years. Like, wants to do good, but there's tequila, And so now I'm me, and it's just, I see a little of me in everyone. So no, I know what it's like when you poke, and I figured, I mean, you saw her come at me in season 1. Do you really think, I thought that was a soft delivery. And I thought but where was the genuine fighting between Steph and Brandi in
Yeah.
the beginning,
Yeah.
Because she know how to fight. I mean, we all saw it in season 1.
This is true.
I was curious to know more about this nanny situation, so I read Cary's blog. This is according to her.
I read it too.
This is what she said. She says, so side note on this big secret, I worked for Mark for 5 years before we got together and started dating. He had 2 kids and no nanny. One was his one of his couples trips was with 2 of his plastic surgeon buddies and their wives. I had watched their kids too in the past, and they gave him the idea. With my boss out of town, I was free and available.
The
now it's some big
details are
scandal.
overwhelming.
I had to
Here's
read
the
it 3
thing.
times.
There's no
The
timeline of
details-
the marriage. That's all we want to know.
The details are overwhelming. And when she said Rich has a small penis, I was like, and
You weren't shook at all.
the details are overwhelming. Like the details are overwhelming.
Yeah, because she said,
And
I have
I'm-
it from a good source about Rich. I have it from a good source.
And I know her source, and her source still works for them.
Oh, so
And
she
Rich
wasn't
never
making that up.
and Rich never dated her.
Oh, so that was. I thought she was making up that she had a source, but she did apparently have a source.
She thinks she does.
Okay.
I mean, she was trying to. That's the same person that Mark was trying to get to come to all of season 1 filming, because they thought that was the situation. But you know what, my man,
Oh, are you
my man
kidding me?
is.
Oh,
Am I kidding you? Do I kid? Do I jest ever?
That would have been really interesting
Yeah.
to see.
But that's such a freaking low blow.
That would, yeah, that's
I mean,
like
that's
I could
awful,
just
you know?
that's like we've seen you go off already, but I think that would have been like another level.
I wouldn't
of
have
you.
had to. You'd have had
Yeah.
to deal with Rich. And a lot of information would have come out, and I don't think that they would be ready for it.
Are you sitting on a lot of information that's not already out there?
100%.
I believe.
So you've got
A
lot that you can
tremendous
bring
amount.
in.
Child, these thigh-high boots are overflowing.
And
it ain't with my booty.
It just gets me even more excited for
There's
what the future
so
of this show could
there's
be.
so much, so much actual physical. I mean, so much evidence. Yeah, a lot.
It just makes me excited for the reunion.
I know.
Like,
Yeah, I
literally
mean-
on the edge of my seat.
You know, I say it every week. They need to work a little harder to promote this show. I mean,
I think it's season 2. I think
Frustrating me.
everybody's, season 2 is always like a will it or won't it, but
but it is.
I think we're
Everybody
doing
knows
it really
it
is.
is.
I think we're doing
Every
really
week
good.
I see
Yeah.
new blogs and new
Yeah.
Instagram accounts talking about this show.
Yeah.
I know. My review does really well.
Yeah.
Good.
You know, I've been hashtagging and all that.
I read it every
I
week.
know.
If you
We need a
if you will
third.
at me, I'll retweet
I
it.
do all the time. I did it today too.
Did we retweet it?
No, it was just a like. It was just a like. But yeah, don't worry about it. I'll keep doing it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Yes.
Yeah, it's good. He has some good
Yeah,
content.
I read it every week.
Good.
He's always good.
I'm always happy
Thank
to.
you.
Like if you
I
private,
know,
I
thank
think
you.
a lot of people private message you. Hey, the recap's
Okay.
up,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Okay.
oh.
All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not here to.
I mean,
to
it's just
push
a-
my stuff.
No, but
you know.
but we're friends, so I don't
Yeah.
I don't have an issue.
Okay, cool.
But I mean, like honestly, like if you got the like the sheer number is overwhelming.
Oh, I can only imagine.
So I feel like I feel bad because like you can ask. I'm like in the morning. I'm like, oh shit. Did I say hi to so and so? They say hi to me every morning. I really want to go say hi. Like, it means something to me.
No, you're really
can
good
tell.
about that.
It
Yeah.
means
You're
something
really,
to
really,
me.
really good about that.
But and I care about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been doing it since season 1,
Yeah.
and people got to
People
know
enjoy
me.
that.
Yeah.
You know, which was nice.
Very personal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a quick break from the recap because I want to ask some rapid fire questions from Twitter.
do it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
So at
Look, I
Michael
look
Horn
scared.
23, he's very loyal to AfterBuzz. He says between Stephanie and Cary, who does she think she would be more likely to build a friendship with in the future? That's if you had to choose.
You know, I actually at the reunion had an epiphany with Cary about Cary, and I think that Cary and I are both alphas. I think I said that earlier, and I think that it bothers Cary that she doesn't necessarily win around me, and I think that I should be old enough and mature enough to be able to say, you know what, you obviously need this. Why don't you take this one? Why don't you take this one? And then I think that there might be an opportunity for Cary and I to get, because Cary's
Wow.
probably the only one who, I mean, you know, would. Stephanie doesn't even. There's no chance. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. At TV Genius 05 asks, has she enjoyed having Deandra on the season this year and have her back while also keeping her in check? Love their relationship.
I do. I love our relationship. And you know what, honey? I don't have a problem with people keeping me in check. I want people to keep me in check. The difference is Deandra checks me with love. She doesn't check me with petty or condescending or any of that. She checks me with love. She wants me to be better. So why wouldn't I want to be better for her? Like, that's love.
Yeah.
She loves me unconditionally, just like I love her.
I think she does it in the friend way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna support, like in public, I'm gonna support you, but then I'll take you behind closed doors
And beat the crap out of it.
Exactly. That's
Oh,
what
I'm
a
not
real
allowed to
friend
make
does.
jokes like that anymore. Sorry.
I need a Deandra in my life. Just putting that out there.
Oh, she's fabulous.
Yeah.
She's mine, damn it.
At Emmy Mimi, she asks, would you rethink your choice of surgeon for your breasts given what happened afterwards?
No, because I contracted the flesh-eating bacteria in Mexico. Okay, let me just get this all real straight. I never asked for her to give me an opinion on my doctor. I was quite happy with my doctor. I think when you put your life in someone else's hands, you should like the person and possibly trust him. I don't know, sounds like a good word. So I had researched my doctor. He's a cosmetic surgeon, and I was very happy with him. I felt comfortable with him. I felt trusted with him. There was trust there. So no, he did an amazing job. I contracted it in Mexico because I pushed myself too hard. And he saved my life. When we landed from Mexico, I took pictures in the bathroom and I sent them to him, and he said 7 a.m. my office tomorrow morning. Yeah. He cultured them. He cleaned them. He put the right antibiotic on it. He gave me the right oral antibiotic, wrote me scripts, sent me around the corner to get more, told me exactly how to do it. I had to shower twice a day, dry with a clean towel every single time, put topical medication on, take oral medication, and sleep. It took me all day just to get through the process of caring for myself. There was no time to do anything else. And, without him, I would have possibly been hospitalized and possibly had my entire breast skin eaten completely off my body.
Yikes.
The holes were huge enough to put a Q-tip head in. A Q-tip head would completely disappear. It ate a stitch in 3 hours. I saw it eat a stitch in 3 hours.
Because I'm sure you were surprised that this became a story. Like, it became a thing.
It should have been a story. It should have been a bigger story.
And the thing about it is, like, is there ever going to be a moment of, I'm really sorry for all of this because I've seen you go through this.
Yeah.
And we all talked about it in such a negative way.
No, you know what? So what? I mean, look, the only person I got to answer to is Jesus when I die. And he already knows how I feel. So I don't even have to really answer much, do I? I just have to stand in front of him.
I'm more or less concerned about, like, Cary, given that she said so much about...
She says a lot. She tried to ruin my doctor's reputation. They did a lot. They did a lot. They did a lot. And it cost my doctor a lot. And it's disappointing. And it's just disappointing.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
I just felt like at some point, will there ever be an apology for that?
No, there's
Because
not.
I feel like
That's a one-way street, child.
That's really, really
That's a
damaging.
one-way street, and I've been running it the same direction for a long time.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna go back.
No.
That is what
Without
is
time
so
to apologize.
frustrating, though, which
That
is what we were talking about earlier. Like, LeeAnne has to apologize for everything and be held accountable for everything that she does. And, like, the other girls don't ever have to say, I'm sorry. Just like you said, I'm joking. It was a joke or whatever.
Right.
And that, I think, is, like, getting to me at this point. But, like, that is, I can't
Exactly.
But
imagine.
I've been living
Exactly.
with that since season one,
Right.
which no one ever got to see during season one. But that's been going on with this cast since one. You want to know why Explode? Hello.
Well, and I, as a
blame
viewer,
you.
that's
I
kind of
get
how
it.
I feel. Like
Exactly.
season one,
Yeah.
I was like, "What the hell's
She's
going
crazy.
on?" And then
Yeah.
now, like Deandra comes in and she says a few things, and then it gets you. You're like, "Oh, you're
She's
right."
the voice of
Yeah.
reason.
She really
She's the
is.
audience voice.
Yeah.
And she really, and she refuses to let me get railroaded, which is lovely because you know what? I would never let her get railroaded. So it's nice.
But it's just it is good because I mean I am seeing this in a whole nother light and stuff like this. I can't imagine myself dealing with it. Like, I would be pissed off too.
Yeah.
I mean, can
couldn't
you
take it.
imagine if you had a flesh-eating bacteria and almost died and someone made
No.
a joke like,
It-
oh,
that's
who
what I'm
cares?
talking about.
Well, who cares?
And it
Yeah.
was so
Like-
sad too.
Exactly.
Like at the point where you had to, I think you were telling Brandi maybe, like, can we not tell Cary this?
I didn't want her to know.
Of
I mean,
course,
you
I
saw
totally
what she did to
agree.
my doctor.
Yeah.
Can
Oh,
you
yeah.
imagine the fun she would have
No.
made of me?
I totally
no.
agree.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
disappointing.
It's uncomfortable. I would rather
was
Cary
feeling
not
that
know
same
thing.
anything about my life, honestly, because it gets twisted.
yeah.
I get that with people like that, especially with her with the back and forth to that honest tea over Dallas or that's girls or that's Dallas or whatever it was. People like that, the tit for tat,
It's
the
tit
know-it-alls.
for tat,
the-
tit for tat,
oof,
tit
the-
for
I
tat.
can't
One
with the
up,
know-it-alls.
one up, tit for tat,
Oh,
one
I
up.
hate that.
And
I
Mark
know
is
the type.
Mark is identical, and that's I guess how they communicate.
We said that on the show.
We did.
But
We
I
said
will
that
say for
exact same
me,
thing.
I have to go get like behavioral reprogramming because I just like
Oh, I have a
that
switch
sends my
myself with
robot
that.
into like, you know. I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I know exactly what you mean on that.
Dang.
It's just really hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to alter. I don't want to act. I don't want to hold my tongue. Because if I do, then you're not getting to know what's really going on in my mind. And I believe that if I share what's really going on the minute I think it, then you know where I am. I'm not, I don't want to lie to the audience. I just don't. I never have. I've said that from day one.
We can tell.
Yeah.
I don't want to lie.
Yep.
I don't want to lie.
True.
One more question here. At Amanda R357, she asks, besides being a backstabber, why does LeeAnne dislike Cary so much, or what did Cary do initially to get on her bad side? So you saw this Monday night. No, LeeAnne, you and I would never be friends. She's felt like that from day one. And I have my assumptions of why. And I think that this particular season, when you saw us at the dog park, that was my idea. There was a scene previous to that where I had said, I'd like to really get to know you. I want to try. I took the time this time and I said, I feel like I didn't give Cary a chance in season 1, and I'm going to own that, and I want to rectify it. I really want to go open-heartedly and just be like, hey, shit, I'll even do yoga if you want to do yoga. I mean, I'm going to fall on my face 900 times, but I'll try it. Like, whatever's comfortable for you, I want to extend my heart open to you. I want to see if we can have any, and right after the dog park, she called Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, so there is no chance.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and it's just, it's not me. It's not, I mean, they're going to say she's scary, she's dangerous, I don't want to be around her, and I'm just kind of getting tired of the autopilot response,
I think it's too bad that Cary has to always be on one side versus someone else. I don't know why, like we talked about New York, like there are people that
They
kind
get
of float
along.
between,
I
it's
love
it's all or
that.
nothing.
That's
with her.
and I think that's like the problem why you guys can't be a cast of people like New York is because I think she is like the problem in the whole mix. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. But she just cannot be real about anything, and I cannot.
But she says,
understand
I
her.
love you so much. But she says, I love you, and I love you, and I love you. And I said we couldn't be friends because I love you. How is that?
Yeah, it's
It's just, I just, me. Like, look, if I say we can't be friends, I'm going to tell you why. Here is the 411 breakdown. And I just want to speak in plain English, I guess. I don't know.
I get it.
And really quick, while we're on the Cary topic, Susan Brown joins us in chat, and she says, "Did anyone tell Cary about the bacteria before the reunion?"
This is why I asked the question. Like,
like, is this going to come up?
Yeah,
like,
is this going to come
later?
up again? Because
Trying to think. I mean, I think she knew. I'm sure Brandi told her. I'm sure Stephanie. I mean, I have no doubt about that. She doesn't come for me with it. I mean, at least she hasn't. She I don't think she will in season. And I certainly pray that she doesn't on social media. And I think that's another thing I'm going to tell you. I really have issues with the fact that let's do our job on camera, and can we not be bullies? I've had to block Stephanie and Travis on Twitter. It's
Y'all
that
are no
bad.
longer
serious?
friends on Twitter to this
I don't
day.
block her. I don't want to see what Travis has to say. I don't want to see his nasty
wait,
ass.
he's talking?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't you see him say, is it safe for my wife to work with her? After all, she had a knife in her hand last year. Did I have a knife in my hand last year? But that's what he tweeted. So if you put it out in the universe enough, their philosophy is people, the sheep will believe. And you know what? I just don't want to treat people like sheep. I want to treat people like people.
I get it.
Wow.
So,
Well,
yeah.
going back to this,
Yeah,
this
wanna-
wonderful party. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to go back to the party and
Yeah.
go back to the fight. Do you think, like, after seeing it, that you were portrayed all right? Like, do you like how you handled yourself?
No, I hate how I handled myself. I was
Okay.
sick as a dog. I mean, here's the
I
thing.
confess, I loved it.
Everyone on social media loved it. Everyone on social
That's
media
all that
loved
matters,
it.
LeeAnne.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry.
I get it. I know.
gotta get
Drama
it.
queen.
You do know that this will go down in history as one of the most iconic moments on Housewives history.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I hope so. This show.
I
I'm telling you.
honestly, okay, let me ask you this. When you are sick as a dog, and I mean sick, not a cold, I mean down for the count, and somebody's like, are you like, dude, I'm really sick, will you leave me alone? Are you like, get out of my face?
Right.
You're like, I mean, I have zero patience when I'm sick. I mean, I have zero patience normally, but then you combine it with just exhaustion, and I just was like, you know what, I'm going to gain control of this conversation one way or another, and that was the only thing that my my backwards brain could come up with, and it reverted to old patterns because it was exhausted and didn't have the strength to come up with anything new. And it was an easy I know.
Yeah.
It was an easy choice. I mean, sadly, it was an easy choice, and I'd rather it not be so easy, but
I still want to know how you got the glass.
I did too.
Yeah.
I do too.
I'm just glad you didn't hurt your hand.
Yeah, true. Are you surprised with how Cary reacted, though? Like, you could just tell she was very still in the face the entire time. Like, she did say that one remark about your breath.
I thought she was pretty aggressive that night.
A lot of people were
aggressive than
tweeting
normal.
me that
Way
they
more
thought she was
aggressive.
on something.
Yeah,
Which
the
is
way
stay
she
calm.
carried, the way she
Oh.
was looking at you during this confrontation, it was kind of like playing the big sister, like as if you were the little sister. Like, say whatever you want, but I'm gonna kind of like laugh and be like, and like have you get heated while I just
You mean
kinda
that condescending
Yeah.
look that she knows sets me off?
And
That's
her
exactly
body
what happened.
language, her
The
body
body
language
language
cut you
away
right
from
out of
you.
that table. Yeah.
Well, of course she did. She's been doing that since day one. And until you take the time to look at the details, you're only going to look at the overall of what they guide you, of how the show guides you. But it's the detail. The devil is in the details, people. The
That's
devil
what we do here.
is in the details.
That's what we do on
Well,
this
we
panel.
dissect those.
Too many,
Right.
too many details means
Right.
there's a whole lot of devil.
Yeah.
Was
I
there-
can see through edits, so we
Yeah.
call it all out on this show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like speaking of edits, was there anything that you wish they would have said that was not heard from your point of view, or
Oh,
something
I
that
think
she
they put
said?
everything I said
Okay,
on. I
right.
mean, when
They
I
didn't
say
miss
it, they like
anything.
to leave all that in there.
Okay, there wasn't
Yeah.
something that like, oh, they forgot to say.
That's
Yeah.
a good
this.
question, because I noticed that scene was so chopped up and so cut, and then
Felt
Cameron went to
chopped.
leave, and Brandi's mom popped in. She was now seated there, where
I
she
did
wasn't
not even
there
see that.
when
I
you
didn't
threw the
either.
glass, and when it made it look like Cary left with Cameron.
And that did not happen.
I could tell by the timeline. So you gotta watch.
You mean Cameron left with Cary?
I'm
Cameron
gonna
didn't leave.
rewatch it.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, who's that?
They didn't leave
Wait
at the
a
same.
minute,
Like it was a while until she followed her.
She went and then just came back.
Oh, yeah, because she said something like, I'm leaving with her because we
'Cause, like,
came
We
together.
came together, and that's etiquette.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
etiquette.
yeah.
Makes sense.
What about etiquette? Giving a gift to the host.
Right.
Well, only if you
To the
know
host.
the difference between a dildo and a vibrator.
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
Which is why I turned to Brandi. Did
Made
you
you
see me
laugh?
say, "Oh, now I know what to get for you"?
Yeah,
for
no,
Christmas"?
yes, I heard that too.
D-cell.
Yes. Oh, that was so good.
I love it.
Twist on.
So,
So good.
we talked about. Were you guys all in a basement for this fight?
We were
Where
downstairs,
Were you?
so it was like a building in downtown.
Okay.
So there was an upstairs that was the party decorated, and then the downstairs, which was just the entrance to get up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these note cards, what was on them? How many cards did you have?
The note cards. Well, I don't even remember. I can't even find the damn things. They did you see on Amazon somebody's selling LeeAnne Locken note
No.
cards?
my
I was dying.
We need them on this
I
show.
was
No, it's so funny
dying.
because Mike Bowman in the
Watch.
chat says that note cards need to be on Watch What Happens Live Clubhouse, and I totally agree.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Leanne-
know cards
and
make
Leanne
it
needs
up
to be in
here.
the Watch What
Yeah,
Happens
I would-
Live
that'd be
Clubhouse.
I would
amazing.
have to dig through. I was just so sick, and it's like when you go grocery shopping and you're like, and you get home and you're like that one thing that
Yes.
you knew you had 5 things on your list, but you could only remember
Oh, that's
4.
me. That's me.
No, it's me too, and I'm like, and then of course, I guess it's dementia, but
I
But
love it.
I was trying to keep us focused because basically in Mexico, I felt like everything in Mexico, every time I would say something to direct it, it got spun into a different conversation. And I was like, but you never answered the question.
This is true.
You've never answered the question. And I got really tired of the deflecting. And so I just said, I'm going to have note cards and I'm not going to check them off. I'm not going to the next question until you answer it. But then we never got around to that. Because if you notice at the end, I was like, we really need to work this out. Like, I'm here. I want to talk it out. I want to do this. And Cary was like, I can't.
Yeah, she left.
So
It was smart that you had them, though, because Cary was saying, well, LeeAnne's not my biggest fan when she was asked about coming to Mexico.
But what does that have to do with the question?
Zero.
And do you see it's the spin?
Yeah.
And she does it a lot. If you watch, she has never answered a question that she's been asked in scene.
Right.
That would drive me
Because she
nuts.
sure didn't really answer that question when Brandi brought up being the nanny.
No, she
Yeah.
didn't.
She went all around that.
Yeah.
Kind of like
All
the devil
around
in the
it.
details of her
Yep.
blog.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really refute all these things against her husband either.
Someone said that to me the other day. They were like, so she's never said, no, he's not. She just said low blow. And I was like, I don't know.
I mean, unless if it's so ridiculous to her that it's not worth clarifying a yes or no answer to. But I mean, I feel
But
like
she keeps talking about it.
Well, that's the thing.
Right.
Why would
But
you
why
keep talking about
talking
it? Yeah.
about it?
If it
Because
was-
it's your
Yeah.
it's your only line. I mean,
Yeah.
I get exhausted. Let's move forward. There's
Yeah.
another, what's the next? What's the next? What's the next? I'm a builder. That was like Arizona desert.
And you mentioned how Brandi's mom made an appearance, but I couldn't get over how Tiffany was with y'all. Like, how
like
did that happen? Did you?
I asked her
want
to come with me.
Okay.
I couldn't. Well, D'Angelo was gone, and I
Yeah.
thought I don't want to fall, and I was still so weak. I mean, I just can't. I can't express to you. I drank water all night. I was so weak, and I just thought Tiffany she knows me.
Right.
We had signals when we were being clubs. I mean, she knows me. I could give her a look, and she's like, got it. I mean, and she'll take me right to the bathroom. I don't have to say anything with Tiffany. It's just, and she's like, got it. That's how Deandra and I are. But Deandra wasn't there.
Right.
So.
Was there ever a moment where you just thought to yourself, "Oh my God, I need a drink"? Like,
Oh, are you like every damn second we were filming? Yeah. But I felt like looking at season 1, that might have been a reason why I couldn't articulate my arguments well.
Yeah.
And I seem to be able to stay focused and on track a lot better this season.
Right.
Yeah, but we all love the trolley moment. I mean, that's
I think I'm going back and forth, which was my favorite moment. I don't know now.
Trolley.
Trolley's iconic.
I
It's season one,
I
guess.
gave you the trolley at the Honest Tea. I mean, the drunk rambling. And see, y'all didn't even get to see, because Brandi and I were both so wasted. She started carrying me at the end of that party and then dropped me on my head
Oh, God.
and into one of Deandra's African statues. And I was like, don't let the statue fall! And I'm like,
There's a
I'm
lot of
shit-faced,
stuff.
but I
Yeah.
can't afford this shit.
There's a lot of stuff in that house.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, we had fun, and and that moment when I was crying and saying, "Why didn't you take me?" That genuinely deep in my soul is how I felt. It just took a lot of alcohol to get it from way down here out. So,
Then at this point, there's all this conversation of why Cary is so embarrassed and offended by the dildo, yet she takes naked photos on national
Oh,
television.
yes.
So-
That was delivered by
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know. She talks about her stepson and how this is going to be a problem. Is it, though? I mean,
Cameron wasn't embarrassed by it. She just didn't want anything to do with it. There's a difference. She wasn't embarrassed by it. She just didn't want to play with it.
Yeah.
I mean, great, I get it.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to. I didn't want to put a damn bug in my mouth, and trust me, I did not watch nobody try to swallow or crunch nothing. Cameron was like, "Oh, that sounded like popcorn." I'm like, "Thank you, you ruined popcorn for me. I will not be able to eat popcorn again. I will think of crickets."
I saw on social media you tweeted that you did not hide that dildo under your pillow. Where was it?
It was outside on my balcony.
Oh.
I was not going to have it in my room. That's the first thing they were going to do is search the room.
Yeah.
Come on. Big old yucca plant right outside. Yucca on this a while, baby.
Yeah, because you said in your confessional how you're like they're not gonna be able to find it.
They're not
at all.
And it wasn't in the room.
And then
And
Stephanie, your
I
friend-
said, and all I said to her, I didn't lie to her. I said, it's not in this room. It is gone. It is not in this room.
Yeah, you
And
did
I
say
can
that. It's
say that with a
outside.
truthful face because it isn't in the room.
And then where do they find it? They see it under the pillow, which is all where it was very.
And then it made me think, I hope you clean that damn thing if you put it under my damn pillow.
Right? It's like, wait.
Because we didn't obviously have room service after Stephanie ate all of my leftover pancakes.
Oh my gosh. I thought that was really funny.
I don't do
honestly probably would have done
leftovers.
the same thing.
I love pancakes.
I
No.
wanted those pancakes.
I don't do
I'm
leftovers.
sorry, I did.
I don't do my own.
I'm a big fat boy, and I would have
I would have done it.
Off someone's mouth that you hate more than life itself. You ate food off my
She
plate.
can't hate you
I
that
would
much.
never eat
I
leftovers.
didn't even think about it like that.
I just wouldn't. No, to me,
I
I
wouldn't.
lose my
That's
appetite.
disgusting. I'm so grossed out by that. I'm sorry. That was my dildo moment. Thank you.
Well, I learned something tonight. All men
Love dildos.
Right?
At least all the ones I know. Wow.
Oh, that was
Love
great.
it.
That was great. And then what was a couple other lines? We're gonna do this now. I'm gonna open the show next
Yes.
week with that.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
do
do
this
this now.
Yes.
We're going to do this now.
I love it.
Yes.
And that was the other one. Be real careful. That was
Be
another one.
real careful.
I love it. I love it. She hasn't broken her
know.
eye contact
No.
with me.
Well,
I love it.
I mean, again, I'm old. I've been through a lot. You got to remember how many lives I've lived and what I've done in my life. And, you know, when I want your attention, like, at the reunion, I had some good eye contact.
I love it. I comment on that
I
other
cannot
show.
wait.
Look at this
Yeah,
one.
I know. I just hope it's I feel like it's going to be a two-parter. Like,
It is.
that-
I think
okay,
so.
For
Oh,
sure.
well,
Okay,
yeah,
because I
mean,
feel like y'all
one
deserve
is
that. It
insulting,
should be.
Yeah.
Well, I think we just had a lot to get through.
Yeah, that too. A
Yeah.
lot to put on the table.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you get to pick your outfits for the reunion, or
How
does that work?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I think they had a stylist that went and shopped for everybody, but I chose a different way. I mean, I wasn't big on what was sent me.
Gotcha.
So
I always wondered that.
And something I've always wondered, in your confessionals, is that a take for one day? Like
A
it's
whole
the
damn
whole
day.
day. Okay.
yeah, and then they're always like, you know, and I feel bad for the girls who haven't done a lot of television because, you know, you sit there and they're like, okay. I feel so bad for my producer, but like they would be like, okay, so when this was going on, you were feeling like, I said, don't tell me how I feel. Tell me about the damn scene. I remember. I'm not stupid. And they're like, okay. And then like a lot of times they'd be like starting, but he's like real slow about reading it, and I'm like, what? Get to the point. And come on, this drum sitting on a drummer stool. My butt is so flat, I can feel my cheekbones on the seat. You know, like I need like I'm not a slow person. I'm a Gemini. I'm very fast. I'm very quick. I don't walk. I mean, there's nothing I do that's slow.
Too, Gemini too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm fast. I'm
Yeah.
fast, and so slow people really irritate me.
Feel ya.
Yeah.
You're a fast talker. True.
you.
I'm a fast thinker. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
Certain people operate on a different wavelength, you know? It's true.
Yeah, and
We
I'm
talk about
Speedy
that.
Gonzalez.
Yep.
I mean, my nickname in high school was Speedy Gonzalez from running
Look at
track.
that.
Well, is there technically two confessionals? Because I noticed you have two different
Three.
outfit changes.
Three.
I have three.
Yeah.
Three.
I
okay.
demanded 3.
Okay,
Because I was
you're
like,
3.
you're going to make the first one look stupid, so okay.
You look great.
I
in all
like
of
to, I
them.
mean,
You
don't get me
do.
wrong. I love
So
the
good.
Roland Murray, but I just seem so sweet and innocent, and that's just not LeeAnne Locken.
I love the white.
Okay.
I like
The
the
white, that was
yeah.
my
Oh
warrior
my God.
braid.
Those yes, your hair.
Warrior
Yes.
braid, warrior nails.
Yes.
Loved it.
Yes.
Look at that.
Okay, so those are 3 different days.
And then the smooth
All
and the
day.
silver.
Yeah.
Oh,
with
I
the
love
necklace.
it.
I like
3
that
days.
too. Oh my God.
That's all the same day?
No. It's several days in each dress.
Okay.
Several days in each dress.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the pickups and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. It's not one day. Oh,
Okay.
they could never do that. I mean, I
Okay.
might be able to do it, but that's a
Yeah.
lot.
It's an all day, 3 different days, all day in that day.
No, it's
No.
about. I can't tell you how many because it just
Yeah.
depends on what they need interviews for, or what, you know, what the transitions are. But no, I mean it's probably. I mean overall total. I don't know, maybe 4 days in one outfit, 5 days
Okay.
in one, maybe another 4 in another. But they're never 1, 2, 3, 4. They're like 1 and then like a month later.
Okay. Put
And
the
then
same
like
outfit on.
2 weeks later.
Next season, I would like at least
Yeah.
5 looks.
Me too,
Right.
child. I wanted.
I would like at
Yeah.
least. Because
I asked for 5. You know,
Yeah.
I went. I was like,
Yeah.
I was in the Neiman's dressing room. I was like, "What you think of this cushiony? Liking it?"
because by then everybody's used to you guys. We
Yeah.
know who you are. We
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
you guys look
Now
like.
it's about the fun.
I think have fun with it.
And
you
I
know?
did. Did you? I mean,
Yeah.
seriously,
You do.
like the red, I was like, okay, red, Roland Murray, let's be Dallas
very
in the first one.
conservative.
Dallas,
Yeah,
very Dallas.
yeah.
And then like when I went to the silver, I had this like killer necklace. It was like a fish skull.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, no, do you have anything a little more like expensive looking? And I'm like, okay, you don't get it. Like I'm unique. I'm
Yes.
rare. I'm not, sparkle and shine.
I love it though.
But the
It
necklace
gives
you
guys
do
a-
wear, I really
Yeah.
like that necklace.
It gives you
that
guys a
on.
chance
That's
to show
beautiful.
personality a little bit more.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
that white,
even more.
the white was my personality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Faux
I
show,
love
faux show.
that.
That was all my idea. That hair took forever.
Wow.
I bet.
Yes,
So
but it was
beautiful.
so worth it. It was
Yes.
so worth it. Now I conceptually went in at the beginning of the year and I was like, I want this look. I want to do a smooth. I want to do the braid. And then I guess whatever, like the first one was just like waves, like
Yeah.
last year. Like I felt like transition from old into what
Yeah.
I am now.
Gotcha.
So that people know that there's like this growth in me,
I like that.
There was a lot of talk about Carrie's look, that first look.
Oh, yeah.
But Richie was
Remember that
always
one?
talking
I
about
was
it.
so disturbed. Yeah.
It was just so distracting for me.
Yes.
He
It
said it
felt
was
like it was
eating-
going to eat her face. Like
Yeah,
I
it was-
just,
yeah, it
I
was
don't
a
know. Like, I
lot.
couldn't
Yeah.
get.
It was, I think,
But
a
it was a
Cavalli.
risk. It was a risk.
Yeah, it was a gown.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and
Yeah.
you know when you buy clothes to wear on set, you know. Anyway,
Oh, okay, I got that.
I'm not. To me, I'm not. That's not like.
Yeah.
To me, it wasn't like the white dress was not expensive. The silver dress was not expensive. It was the look. It's a look. I
Yeah.
grew up modeling. And so for me, I know what look. I'm looking for a look. It's not. I want my personality to be 3 totally different looks.
Right.
I want to be different. I want people to go that and I'm like, yes, because I'm a Gemini. If you don't like me, give me a minute.
Yeah, it was a case of,
I'm gonna use that.
you wear the clothes, don't let the clothes wear you. And I
Yes.
felt like it was wearing
Oh, the
her.
clothes were
So,
definitely
so
wearing
you
her,
feel
yeah.
so people will talk about, oh, she had on Gucci, but then when you get to me, it's like this look is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. I want it to be the look. I don't want you to be like, what's your necklace? What's your da 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 da?
I can tell you, I don't have a damn clue who the designers are of any of the looks. Whether you're in Beverly Hills, or I don't care. I want to know what works
Yeah.
for you.
Exactly.
For you.
don't
I
care
just,
about
to me, I'm not a label person. I'm really more like, I'm a design. I'm visual.
Yeah.
I'm very visual.
I love that.
So this episode wraps up, and everyone's now concerned that Brandi is sounding like
Like me, it's all my fault. I'm surprised. I think we're gonna end everything with it my fault because it's what else do they have
How do they make a situation that's not about you
about
Yeah.
me? Yeah,
about you?
I mean, I kind of feel like I should give them some of my paycheck.
No.
Yeah.
Here's what's going to be said. Here's what's going to be said. They're going to say that LeeAnne fired up Brandi with that FaceTime call, and that's why
Even
she went in hot.
Reading
with
Stephanie's
Cary.
blog, she literally says the same thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
But
That's
Stephanie's
be
gonna
the
blame me till
response.
the day is long, and and it'll catch fire. It'll catch fire, and I think that's how we'll end the whole thing is, facing each other with everything being my fault, everything.
Which this
Again?
literally makes no sense because in the next episode, it seems like Cary admits to saying exactly what LeeAnne told Brandi,
Yeah.
which Brandi told Stephanie. And how is Stephanie still siding with Cary on this?
How is that?
That's-
How does the no voice child constantly never choose a voice? It's frustrating, isn't it?
Yes, it
And
is.
so you can imagine you're just watching it being frustrated.
Right.
Can you imagine filming it and being
no,
frustrated?
I'd lose
Right.
it. I'd be.
But then you'd be a killer.
Yeah. I would be.
Exactly.
It's not such a hard stretch when you really kind of, like I said in Mexico, look at what led up to it.
Right. Yeah.
So what is it? 2 more weeks of episodes?
Yeah, 2 more shows
I
and
know
then
you got
and
extra
then
shows
reunion.
this season, which I was
Yes.
really excited.
I
It was
know,
very
me too.
encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, these other shows you hear, oh, we're down to 12 episodes this season. I'm like, damn, okay.
I know Jersey's
You know,
10.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, at least you guys, this is encouraging. I haven't heard this in Housewives in a while.
But
We're
I will
getting
say
more.
a lot of that has to do with our amazing production team, and I worked hard to continue to give content. There was always
I
there
bet.
was something to give. There was always another party to throw or something that needed to be said. So I was all about, I mean, it was like, get married. And I'm like, hell no. Like, I
No,
just,
you gotta save that for season 3.
Yeah,
but
right?
That's a big ask.
I got like, and I was like, okay, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kept your engagement. Did you have to keep your engagement quiet for
For a
11
year.
months?
It was so hard.
That's
So
so hard.
Deandra has, her New Year's Eve party. Then we always go. I always go. So I wore my ring like this to the New Year's Eve party, and no one really thought anything about it. So then whenever I would see someone that I was really, close to, I would go,
Oh my
and
God.
they would freak out. And I was like, shh. And then finally after the fourth or fifth person, I was like, I just took the ring off. I was like, baby, will you just put it in your pocket? Because I wasn't drinking New Year's Eve. I was still sick. And I was like, I don't want to get in trouble. Like, I want what we created to slowly unfold the way it should.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to bust it, unlike other people on my show, which, that was frustrating for me.
We talked about the timeline of this engagement. When exactly were
Last
you
year,
proposed to? It was
at the state
September?
fair. It was in September or October, yeah.
Okay.
So it was
At the end of the
before
state
the
fair.
Christmas, or excuse me, before the Halloween party.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, which
We're-
played.
We're always
Yeah.
playing with
We're
time
like,
on
wait
this
a
show
minute.
too. We can spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
actually, now that we're on that topic, Skye, who is in live chat with us, had a question, and I don't know if you can answer this, but she says, have you and Rich made any plans for your wedding yet that you would like to share?
Oh, that I'd like to share. Here's the thing about it, and I've been saying this a lot, and it's so funny because I think people think I'm crazy, but because I am a truly loyal friend, I probably have 10 to 12 girlfriends that I've been friends with for more than 20 years. And they're all like, oh, hell, you ain't making this. I got to say in this, like, I was with you during this guy, and let's not forget this guy. So they're all like, now I have like a chat room with all of them together, and they're like, well, we think we should do this. And so I'm like, y'all do get out. Let me know, do I show up in a short dress or a long dress? Let me know what time Rich needs to be there. Probably need to send someone for him just to be sure. And, honestly, the wedding isn't even, it's not one of those things that's for me. It's how I celebrated it with Deandra and you saw her love? I have 10 to 12 of those women who are that genuinely happy for me, that genuinely want to celebrate it. And those are the people that I want to be with. Those are the people that I'm like, y'all do it. I don't care. They love me. They know me.
Right.
It's not like they're going to choose
Right.
something. They're not, they're not pulling rainbows out of, unicorn beds. So they're going to, well, they might for me. They actually, I take that back. They might do that for me. Yeah.
I love
So,
it.
Yes.
no plans yet. End of summer, probably.
Okay.
Summer. And do you want to be in Dallas? Would you like to be?
I want it to be
buried
in a church. I want it to be in a house of God. I want it to be a very small ceremony. The ceremony should only contain people who genuinely and authentically believe in maintaining this marriage, because it's a commitment to God. Like when I stood in Deandra's wedding, I made a commitment to God that I would keep the two of them together, and that is a commitment. I don't
beautiful.
make promises lightly to God, because that's stupid.
That's not,
So you know those times when you're like sick at 2 a.m. with something that you ate, and you're like, I'll never go there again if you'll just. I made that one night dumbly because I was really drunk, and then I've never gone back to that fast food place. And let me just tell you, it is right by my house. And then when I'm starving, I'm like, I really love you, God.
I love that.
I'll go home and find
Yeah.
it.
So that being said, you wouldn't invite Cary and or Stephanie to the wedding?
how about Mark? Maybe he
Yeah,
can help
what-
you,
yeah.
pick out a dress.
They no longer, they wouldn't be invited?
If Mark could keep from sticking his tongue down my throat, maybe we would try that.
What?
Whoa.
Who the hell knows? I'm out of words, kids.
I hope I wore you out. I want to be like a good hooker. Just ride you hard and wear you out. Oh, I probably should say I'm joking, right? I'm going to start making sex jokes instead of killing jokes.
There you go. What was the line? One line I loved was you said, "I only wish I told someone I would kill them once," or something like that. What was the line? I only wish I told someone I would. Kill them.
I don't even. These things fly out. You have to understand.
I love it.
I wish I'd only threatened to kill one person. I mean, like Deandra and I threatened to kill each other all the time. Like, I'm going to tell you something, and I swear, if you tell anyone, I'm going to kill you. Like, this is literally how we talk. We even said it a couple of times, and I don't know if it's going to make it or not, but, like, she turned to me at the end and was like, we're going to have to stop making these jokes. And I'm like, isn't that sad that we have to change who we are because it's being twisted? And it just doesn't, then you lose your personality. You lose your authenticity. And,
Don't change it.
Right.
Well, if you don't, you have those people that really want to off the show.
Well, LeeAnne, you are doing the work.
That is so
You
cool.
are putting in the work
Child.
into this show.
My donkey is tired.
Yeah. We're really hoping for a season 3. Are you hoping for a season 3?
I am, I hope that the show continues for sure.
Okay.
I hope that the show continues for sure.
Totally. Well, we're behind it.
Yes,
Totally.
100%.
definitely.
Yes.
Good.
And you are Dallas.
Good.
So,
You are
Yeah,
so
exactly.
sweet. You are so sweet. Well, I love it, and I really think I've learned so much about myself, and I've grown so much, and I think even Deandra learned a lot. So I think it's nice to grow together. It's nice to have someone that you grow with. It is, So.
Well, if you're not following LeeAnne, what are you doing? Find her and follow her. Where can we find you, and what do you want to promote?
I am on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at LeeAnneLocken.com. You just got to spell LeeAnne right because my mom got me good. And what am I trying to I'm getting ready to go back to New York.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yeah, Monday. And very excited.
Good.
Awesome.
And what else? Oh, jewelry line.
Oh,
Jewelry
look at
line.
that.
That's
Oh,
one
very
of my
nice.
jewelry. And I got some sunglasses in case you need a little shade in your life.
And we all need that.
We all need some good shade, honey.
Well, we love you for coming in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
very
you so
so
much for having me.
much.
This was fun.
Yes.
Great. You guys can find us on all of these lovely platforms.
Yes.
You guys can stalk me on Instagram at DJ Richie Skye.
Thanks for joining us in live chat tonight. You can join me, Jessie Zahner, all over social media at Athletic.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. We'll see you next week. Again, I'm Rachel Robillard, and y'all can find me at Rach_Robillard.
And if you want even more Real Housewives of Dallas, read my recap on realityt.com
Good.
and listen to my podcast. We're talking about that mess, Nene leaks, and a lot more. Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk. That'll do it for us. We're talking with LeeAnne, Real Housewives of Dallas. This was great. Thank you very much. We'll be back next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.